All right, let's take a look right now at that blue mass that is happening at this hour at Our Lady of Peace Church in Brighton. It is now just about to end. You can see that mass has concluded. It was being held in honor of Officer Daryl Pierson. And you can see there that so many members of law enforcement were there this morning, the Brighton Police Department, the Irondequoit Police Department, and many others from around the county. Bishop Salvatore Matano presided over the mass this morning, and many of the things that he said, had to say, were of comfort to those who attended the mass, many who are still reeling from the news that Officer Pierson has died. Joining us now to add some perspective to the life of Officer Pierson is former Greece Police Chief Todd Baxter. He is now the Executive Director of the Veterans Outreach Center. You knew Officer Pierson, and in fact, you were there the evening that the news was shared that he had died. What was it like for you in those moments, being there with others in law enforcement to hear this news?
Well, it's unfortunately an event we've gone through several times in the last few years in the Rochester Police Department, and gathering around the hospital, and we're all anticipating the miracle. You know, we're all anticipating the best news. And when Chief Simonelli and the mayor walked in, and you could see on their face that we weren't going to receive that miracle, there was a sense of shock amongst the probably over 100 police officers that gathered in that room. And then when the announcement was made, of course, you go through that mode of anger. You know, there's a sense of anger, a sense of frustration, and what do we do next? And then it transgressed real quick into we need to support each other and a sense of love and caring for each other, and that they're a family, and now we need to take care of each other.
I was struck that you actually were there. Maybe not struck. I think that you, of course, were a Rochester police officer for 22 years, right? So you still have friends and family, really, within the department. So for you to be there was nothing for you. I mean, you wanted to be there.
Yeah, everybody's a law enforcement officer. You've seen police officers from Irondequoit, Webster, retired police officers, former chiefs, Drew Forsyth from the Sheriff's Department.
We saw him, yeah.
It's a brotherhood, a sisterhood, it's a family. It doesn't matter if you're retired, it doesn't matter if you're a rookie just out of the academy. You learn real quick that this is a tight-knit family, and one of us gets hurt, we all get hurt, and we need to be there for each other.
You also knew him. And what did you know of him? And I know that you both share a bond. Both of you were members of the military and had served. And indeed, Officer Pierson was a member of the Army National Guard.
Correct.
So there was that bond that you shared.
Yeah, absolutely. He, first of all, he's a citizen soldier, you know, so we had that camaraderie where we both served our country. Speak of the ultimate American, he served his country in Afghanistan fighting the war on terror, and then back on the streets of the city of Rochester fighting for our freedoms and our way of life here. He's just a gentleman of service and constantly gave to his country and gave to his community, and ultimately lost his life doing that. So we need to honor and respect that. I met him at the police academy. I was his physical fitness instructor at the police academy, and that gives us an opportunity to meet all the police recruits and really test them and push them and see if they deserve to wear the badge and the honor of wearing the police uniform. And I just remember, you know, Pierson was one of the guys we couldn't get upset. Pierson was one of the guys we couldn't, no matter how much mud you made him crawl through or how much you made him sweat, he was always there just to do his job day after day. So we knew quick that he was going to be a good, proactive police officer, and that he had what it takes. And
he had the stuff, I guess, right?
Absolutely.
Is the way you would describe. He had the stuff. I mean, having, of course, served, you know, his country, he had that, I guess, that fire in his belly to want to be of service. Talked about his sister and his wife, indeed, have said, both have said that he had a heart of service. He wanted to serve. His sister talked about him caring for his brothers and sisters, and that's exactly what he did in his daily life. It was something he enjoyed doing. It takes a very special person to wear the uniform.
Absolutely, and what the academy does, the academy environment, makes sure you test the people, make sure they deserve to wear the uniform, and it's a badge of honor that you wear. You think about him, he's the example you want as an American male out there. These are the people we should be raising up on the pedestals right now. Served his country, great family man, served his community, was a proactive police officer in some of the toughest districts of the city of Rochester. Volunteered to go to the tactical unit, which strictly does proactive police work and address crime patterns. So he's the person we want around us. You know, he's the person we want to hold up on pedestals, and I think we're doing a good job.
We're going to take a break, and can you stick around for a little bit and continue the discussion? We have some more questions we want to ask you as we continue our discussion. Of course, remembering the life of fallen Officer Daryl Pierson. We'll continue our discussion with Todd Baxter from the Veterans Outreach Center when we come back.